That would have been bad. That would have been real bad if I didn't record this. Whoopsies. We are here with Spence and Reagan to give some commentary on episode three. How are y'all feeling about going from five to six?
Just I didn't know what to expect because we didn't interact with the other group at all. Michael trying to get ahead of the game.
Oh my
Love, pose, get it. Yeah, get it. Oh, but we did have the colored timers, so that was
Yeah.
curious. I remember thinking I knew Spence was going to be good at this episode because you're vegan.
I had a bit of a leg up here, but the gluten-free is a significant challenge.
That's going to be a lot of back and forth, and I'm going
Yeah.
to forget.
Yeah, this stuck with me. This caused issues.
How are you supposed to keep track of 3 minutes?
Yeah, so tell me about your strategy.
Oh,
My baking recipe today is a.
Tell me about your thoughts on your strategy going into vegan
My
gluten-free
strategy for
week.
dealing with the timers maybe when I'm
I mean,
not
I had
able
never
to
made
do
anything
it,
vegan
this
or
counts.
gluten-free, let alone
That
together.
doesn't work.
And I did my best to
Out
kind of
loud.
research beforehand. And I thought a cobbler would be a good idea because you're not really having to
Yeah.
worry about it holding together because it's just going to
Definitely.
be in the pan. And I don't really know why tapioca flour in my research seemed like a good idea, but I like boba, so why not tapioca flour?
My goal was to go simple, but with good flavors. I really wanted to give components that were not, inherently like non-vegan, non-gluten-free, so that there wasn't something to compare to, and then just focus on the bread.
Who did you guys think was like your biggest competition
Oh, Spence,
at this
hands
stage?
down.
No, the cobbler. The cobbler's a really good idea. It is simple. It's not glutinous by nature, so like you don't have to worry about the inconsistency. Yeah.
Oh,
No, I
yeah.
definitely thought Spence was the stiffest competition. Oh, and then he was in jail already.
Yeah. Yeah, this Dash Spice stuck with me. I was for the rest of the day, weekend, just constantly going timer.
Here, I guess I'm.
It was awful.
Michael.
I knew Michael was gonna have a short fuse.
Is this your first time?
And his comments on Ian, and then when he was in timeout, I was like, oh, he's going to get pissed off really quickly, and it's going to be his downfall, right? It's going to be something that hinders his game.
I don't know. What do you feel about the other people that you met? And the same question for you, Spence. You're meeting Rich, Reagan, and Ian.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
like-
I didn't know what to expect.
Going in blind, except, like I said before, like I knew Spence was vegan, and this was a vegan episode, so I thought he had kind of had a one-up on everybody a little bit. And
Smidge.
Mandy's, as you could see there, her little bunt pan, I was like,
Oh,
oh, she's going to make things
beautiful.
look pretty. Yeah.
So
mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah. What about the people you did compete with? Right, Spence. You competed against Michael and Mandy and
Oh,
Reagan.
top
you,
notch. They're absolute threats for sure. Michael's recipe specifically, I mean, going for the biscuits again because gluten-free, you don't want to have to compare to something that you know that has a very glutinous texture. Biscuits are a great choice.
I hope it goes well, but
Focaccia is hard in that limited amount of time.
Focaccia is hard, and the temperature I think was like 50 degrees higher than what it really should have been.
Dash Spices was the very last one I got because I was wanting to get my bread in the
Is
oven.
that 3 now?
sooner.
3?
Had to wait.
It just awful. Oh,
Oh, look how pretty.
Beautiful.
Oh no!
Not
Again?
again. Oh no. Oh, Mandy.
Oh, that looks so good.
Reagan, you were done
It
pretty
smelled
early.
so good. I just wasn't confident in how it baked.
So y'all didn't hear at the beginning of this episode. He did, instead of 2 cups of flour, he did 2 cups of sugar
Sugar.
On purpose?
on
No.
accident.
On accident. Yeah, mine also
It's
wasn't like
gorgeous.
browning and crisping on the edges.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough because you have the dough on the bottom and the oven just keeps opening and closing, opening
Yep.
and closing.
And I feel like your dish, Reagan, was kind of tall
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep.
rather than like long. So,
Yeah, it probably would have been better to do it on like a 9 by 13 instead of
Yeah.
an 8 by 8.
I did not know what was going to happen. Like I was,
Michael's looked a bit scary to me.
It smelled delicious, and I had some. It was really tasty. A mushroom gravy, amazing. Yeah,
I think this was one of my favorite groups of judges because they were all vegan, gluten free.
Simple flavors: butter, fat with some roasted garlic. Done. Marinara, simple.
But I need to wait. Look.
Oh.
Matcha red bean is amazing. Yeah. Great flavors.
I don't think I've ever had those flavors together.
He was working smarter, not harder.
Yeah. I don't agree with Michael there. I think it was a bake.
That looks amazing.
Right?
Were those fresh peaches?
And it didn't. I had to do it all over again. I would have chosen a different flour, and I think it would have turned out great.
All right. Sorry, I'm going to pause here. What are we thinking about ourselves in this moment?
Oh, I'm not thinking that I did great. I think that the crust was very gummy. It looked very gummy, and I agree with everything they said, but I do think it smelled good, and the peaches tasted good. So maybe I'll be like in the middle somewhere.
I mean, based on the comments, they seem to enjoy it. I didn't really have any major like texture issues that were causing concern, so I felt comfortable.
And Reagan, you thought you were one of the advancing out of 4?
Yeah, I thought I was going to be like somewhere in the middle ground because at least it smelled good and the peach part tasted good. But I know that the crust wasn't good. I thought I was probably beating Ian because I wasn't sure if they would think that he took the easy way out or not, although I do think it is a bake. And I honestly just wasn't sure how Rich's was going to taste with all the flavors he was using. So I was like, maybe mine might outweigh his flavor just enough to get by.
Spence, do you have any thoughts on where you think you might land?
I thought I was a contender for the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt good. I felt good based on the comments.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I felt good.
And there it is. Yeah.
I was
Cookies and
by
bars
that.
representing. Ooh.
Yeah. That's episode 2. Only episode 2. All 3 of you that came into episode 3. So Reagan, what is the thought process at this moment for you?
I mean, I was a little shocked that Michael beat me, but I started getting kind of nervous at this point because it was me, Ian, and Rich, and I was like, ugh.
It's Ian. Yeah.
I remember thinking, Reagan, that you were safe. I thought you were.
I thought I at least did a complicated enough recipe. Like I took enough of a risk that it might pay off.
Aww.
Yeah.
So sad. I didn't want to go home.
How you feeling, Reagan?
Excited.
Oh, you told them that day.
I did. We went right up about the bake bag. Yeah, so all of you thought that it was like a circle talk circle. What am I trying to say?
A round table.
Round table. Thank you, Katie.
A talk circle.
A talk circle. A circle talk table. A round table discussion like they do on most reality TV shows, right? Where they have the eliminated people talk. Y'all were all told that. And then you get the surprise the day of. It's immediately they go upstairs, Spence, and they find out that they are competing. And that's why we had everyone hold the date. I was like, eliminated people are going to have a round table. And we told them the time, and it was a long time. And none of y'all knew. So, yeah, to me that was fun.
And it was so great because, I mean, as people know, everybody who's competing knows each other. And like all those people actually kept it a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked by the time I found out that I hadn't heard from the other 2 or however many, was it 4 people that had been eliminated by that point, that someone hadn't leaked it.
We shot an episode a month. So it was at least 2 or 3 months that somebody.
It was longer because we had a December, January break in between.
Oh, that's right. So it was a long time that it actually stayed a secret, which was really cool because then the reactions when the Rich came down was just so genuine of just
that was a surprise.
Oh, look at our girl.
And the
Hey,
baby.
June. Hey, June, baby. Tell us about your your feelings, either confident, not confident, or throughout about this dash of spice, or about episode 5 in general. Actually, let's back it up. Your preparation. Let's talk about preparation for gluten-free vegan week.
Hmm. I did not have time to fully bake mine beforehand, so that definitely bit me in the butt. But I did do a bunch of research about different gluten-free and vegan flours. The hard part was that it had to be gluten-free and vegan. I
Hmm.
found plenty of options for either or, but it was that they had to be both gluten-free and vegan. And how do I make that so that it's still a cobbler and it doesn't turn into like a more like monkey bread type situation?
Mm.
So that was why I went with tapioca. So it didn't become like either a bread or a cake on the bottom.
Mm.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
it
I
could
thought
have been a bread or a cake.
it could have, but I was going for a cobbler. So it needed to have a little bit more moisture in there.
I think cobbler's a really good recipe idea for this challenge. I
Thank you.
just like too thick.
I
Too
should have done
thick,
a
didn't get
different
the heat it
pan.
needed. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to go I mean I love bread. I wanted to make a bread, but then I mean, just having a bread as a thing to give and eat, it's not very sexy, not very delicious or awe-inspiring. So then I focused on providing condiments or things to add to the bread that in and of itself, like the idea, like there is no non vegan, non-gluten-free comparison, really. I mean, yes, butter is dairy-based typically, but we go to the grocery store and, I can't believe it's not butter, it's not dairy-based, I don't believe, right? We're all used to non-dairy, oil-based butters. So then just trying to focus on creating like really solid flavors. So roasting garlic and then whipping that into
Oh, it
Yoko's
smelled
butter.
so good.
It's
It
delicious.
really did.
And it's foolproof. You take a bulb of garlic, chop the head off, put some oil, and just oven done. And then the marinara, it's the same thing. It's a 3 ingredient recipe. You just have really good crushed tomatoes, um, salt, a whole bunch of basil with some olive oil and salt. I guess that's 4 ingredients. And then you just get the pan hot, put the marinara in, basil on top, and just let it like all the flavors just settle down. So both of those are super simple. Very high, like good flavor, and when someone tastes it, it's not like, oh, I'm having vegan whatever. No, it's like fucking marinara. It's butter. Yeah, that was my strategy.
Were all of the dishes that you baked throughout this competition vegan?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really interesting. Another thing that I really noticed about your bakes in particular, Spence, you had a lot of favorable flavors for each of your bakes. Like very and not necessarily they were like common flavors, but
Mhm.
like you just said, I mean, was that your strategy going into each of your bakes?
I mean, I love to eat and I love to cook for myself, and flavor is the most important. I mean, not the most important, so but it's important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I always focus on. You can hide a lot behind good flavors. Like if the texture's a little off, um, that can be forgiven if it still like comes together and you're like, this is still delicious.
I thought you were very smart with how you chose your flavors, especially after the first episode where we knew that we were going to get messed with in some way with the dash of spice.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like you did a good job of being like, if this gets messed with, I can still pull it together if we have to throw this random thing in there.
definitely strategize especially on this episode. Gave myself a lot of latitude, and I needed it. I went 3, 4 times with that fucking timer.
So y'all are expecting stuff to happen,
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I think on this episode, I thought y'all were gonna like take an ingredient away from us or like remove our recipe from. I don't know. I just assumed you were gonna mess with us. in
It
some
was the
awful way.
next episode, I think.
Was
for you.
Yeah.
The pie challenge is when we took one of your recipes away.
We just watched it with Michael and Ian. Yeah, I know. And then we actually talked about some of their, I mean, I want to go into that. Like, we talked about some of their tension, if you will. So, like, tell us about being on the outside, or being in, not on the outside, within that.
But seeing the tension happen and, like, sizzle up.
Yeah, things were getting spicy for sure between Michael and Ian. And were they right next to each other?
They were.
Yeah. Did you guys do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Good producing.
So. Good producing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of could tell a little bit once we got started that Ian was maybe getting on Michael's nerves a little bit. And then when he started talking about how loud Ian is, I was like, that is in fact happening. And then we saw it in full effect whenever we went upstairs to watch the judges do their thing, and they got into it. But it was all good fun. It wasn't like they were like
it was
really fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. Michael is extremely competitive, and in a competition or game, when he starts to get flustered, he has very strong, passionate reactions and feelings, and he fights for himself, which is perfectly within his right. It was fun.
I would say that Ian is on almost the complete opposite side of that, where like he is there to compete, but ultimately he was there to have a good time.
Yes.
And just kind of go with the flow and see what he was there for the vibes. And I don't think Michael was also just there for the vibes. He still wanted to win.
Michael was there to crush us.
Yeah, absolutely. Take everyone down.
This episode, I'm not gonna lie, I was worried for both of you because of and I don't know, because I never know what the judges are gonna think, but like I think when I got the recipes, because we got them ahead of time, like Spence, I was like,
simple.
Is this too simple? Yep. I was like, is it too simple? And I'm like, I'm wondering if that's gonna deter. And then for Regan's, I was like, Regan, like, is this going to bake well? Like that was one of the first things I was like, when I read through yours, I was like, oh, she's not putting the crust by itself. I wonder if that's gonna, if she bakes it all at the same time, is it gonna bake well? Especially because you were our two first placers that in this, like you won both your episodes. And so like the two first place winners, I was like, oh no. Like what's going to happen to our two gold stars that are coming into this episode?
Well, now I want to hear what you thought of everyone else's recipes.
I mean, Mandy's, I was like, that'll do well.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Mandy and Michael were going to do well because I thought that was going to be fine. I also thought Ian was going to be in trouble. I didn't know how the judges were going to take his bell pepper, but I always had y'all submit them because I would tell you if it was against the rules or not. Which I did a couple of times to some other people. Yeah, I did. I don't remember what, but someone was like, I'm using these things. I'm like, this isn't work. Like this isn't gonna work for what we're doing. And they're like, okay. Ian's, when I looked at that one to me, I just like went over it. I don't remember if we had a conversation about Ian's or not. I don't think we did. Maybe we did. I always tried to make sure, because I'm like Matt and Katie, especially Katie, were very good about like making sure that things made sense. And I was like, with all my ideas. And so, yeah, I mean, Ian's, I was worried for Ian's, but we did let it, like his went through because it made sense. And then Rich's
filled with
also fairness.
Yeah.
Like if it, I mean, Martin had the rules and showed all of you guys like the criteria to meet. And like, in my opinion, and like like it's really important to keep like a competition fair. And if somebody decides that they want to work smarter, not harder, and figures out a way to around the system, then yeah, it's kind of on us that we will like consider for season 2 if we even do a season 2. But in that moment, it's like, you got us.
I think most of us were trying to work smarter, not harder in this episode, particularly. Like you were talking about
Absolutely.
it, Spence, of working smarter, not harder with it's something that isn't inherently vegan or not vegan or
Mm-hmm.
gluten free or not. Like you can easily make an alternative. I was doing the same thing with the cobbler. I was like, I just got to
Yeah.
throw a bunch of stuff in a pan and put it in the oven and pray that it bakes. And it did not. But I think Rich was doing the same thing. Like he was still just making a loaf with flavors that he knew or thought would work
Yeah, and I
well
thought he had a good
together.
chance until he did 2 cups of sugar, and I went, "That's not going to bake well."
I was dead when that happened. I was like, what do you mean what are you gonna do? He's like, I'm just gonna bake it.
That's when you throw it out and you restart and you put it back together real quick.
Uh,
But I
I
don't
don't
know how much time we had.
I don't think he had
He
the
was down to the wire.
ingredients.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think he had enough. Yeah, you're right,
I
Katie.
don't think he had the ingredients to like start over.
Oh yeah.
Are there people that y'all were confident or not confident in that weren't you two being in
Mandy.
that space?
Yeah, Michael and Mandy, mostly because they chose to bake in small portions. Like that's a real good strategy. Especially, I mean, with gluten-free baking in general, like you have to, it is a delicate science to get the textures and the flavors to be right. So choosing to go small allows them to control for those things a little bit, and uniformity. I thought that was good strategy on their part.
And I think Michael made enough of his biscuits that he could still sample and like taste it. And that was a good strategy of like instead of doing one big
Oh
thing, doing a lot
yeah.
of smaller things. I think Mandy, her pan just had enough for what she wanted.
Hmm.
So I remember like seeing hers for a second and being like, oh, she's like me. Like I can't taste mine. She can't taste hers. So we'll see what happens. But at least hers looked really pretty.
Most of your stuff feels like fall Southern. I don't know.
So because
It
I am a Southern lady, I
no,
automatically
that's
am
not.
going to do well.
But it's like you
Okay.
seem confident in like in the space. Spence, they're always like, well, he's a scientist, like so he baking is a science. Like that's everyone's
It
like baking
is.
is a science.
So yes, that's true. But if you notice, all of my things, like the decoration side of it, the presentation,
So now spoilers, right? Okay, Reagan does not advance.
God.
Spence does. Spence, let's talk about first. How are you feeling? You earned a gold star again, your first place.
yeah, I mean, it feels good. It feels good to try and to have people who you don't know blind taste your food and go, yeah, that was solid. I mean, I have no culinary background. I just have always cooked for myself, and that kind of validation is nice.
So now you know you're advancing into the win or go home episode. How are you feeling knowing who you're going up against? Or who you think you know you're going up against, right?
Yeah, right.
And so
Yeah, I mean, it's the curse of doing well, right? Like you are setting a bar high and you don't have like the expectation is there and you really only have to like let yourself down, let other people down. So that's, that's always present. And especially after this one, like again, my presentation, if you look at like it was pale, I had some good dips, but it wasn't inviting, it wasn't sexy. It tasted good, but it wasn't lovely to look at. Um, and I was aware of that. They commented on it a little bit, and that was definitely worrying. I had a target on my back. That's tough.
yeah, that too. People knew that they had to their stuff had to taste good in the next episode, which is pies. And so like
Can
they're
I ask a
having
question
they're
before you
having
go to pies?
yeah.
But since you had won twice, were you thinking at all that since there is a target on your back now, that people are going to try and like sabotage you in the next dash of spice, like whatever it was, like they were going to try to gang up and go after you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's every reason to take me down if given the opportunity. Yeah, no, for sure.
Reagan, so now
Yes.
you see yourself, you're eliminated.
I
Thoughts?
know. sad.
Thoughts in that moment? You're
I
you're
was really
bummed.
bummed. I was really bummed when I got eliminated because I still had more to give. I had, the pies that I had prepped for the next episode. I hadn't practiced them yet, but I was going to practice them in the coming days. And I had picked out my episode or my recipes
Uh,
because we had to submit them at the same time, I think, or something. And so I had already
it was a quick
decided what I was going
turnaround.
to do. Yeah, the episodes were pretty close together. But at the same time, like I had fun. It was, to me, the hardest episode in theory out of all of them, where because I
Yeah.
just am not used to baking stuff vegan or gluten free, let alone both of them together. So it really threw me for a loop and got the better of me. But at the same time, it was still fun to try and like try something that I hadn't done before and see everybody else's interpretations of it. And then, watch the judges when they tried it and then it wasn't good. And I was like, oh, okay. Like we could try that again.
Yeah, but then you get this news at the end of the episode
Yeah.
that you can come back.
Yeah. So I thought we were just going upstairs for like an exit interview of sorts. That's what we were told, like final thoughts on what happened, because we didn't do our interviews with Matt and Zach as much, I think.
Right.
And then to find out that there was going to be a bake back, I was like, oh, okay, I have another chance to try and get back in the game here, and or at least just another chance to bake and try something and see what craziness might be thrown my way. Can you imagine if you did like swap recipes? Michael would have lost his mind.
I think we did a great job making it the Dash Spices equitable and doable, and where everyone was kind of like on the same level of like what playing field. It didn't really hinder one person more than another,
Mhm.
which is what I appreciated.
I definitely would be interested to see how the recipe I did would turn out in a larger pan, like in a 9 by 13
Yeah,
instead
in
of
a
an
long.
8 by 8. At the end of the episode, I said I'll never work with tapioca flour again, but I think it's still in my pantry. So maybe it's expired,
Let's
but
try it out. It's the
let's
fall.
try it out. At the wrap party, because we had a premiere party. At the wrap party, I'll bring it.
My takeaway is that timer challenge was evil. Whoever came up with it should probably start having communications with a licensed professional. And yeah, seriously, it's stuck with me for a long time. You just go home, you're done, everything's done, and then you just have like this go, wait, where's the
Beep, beep, beep,
timer?
beep. Yeah.
Yeah, every 3 fucking minutes. Wait, what's going on? 3 minutes.
Five,
You have enough time to forget about it, but not
yeah.
enough time to remember. Oh, it's
And
evil.
also just not enough time to actually barely get back into the groove of doing
Right.
things. I'm bummed. I'm sad. I really had high hopes, but I should have prepared better. I thought I prepared enough. I should have tried different pots and pans and baking the dough first. Many things you could do differently. But at the end of the day, I had fun and it was such a cherished time to be able to participate in with so many fun friends and something that I will look back on for years to come.
Well, thank y'all both for coming back and giving some commentary and some thoughts on the episode. Two fan favorites here, from Instagram, first and second place, by the way. Who voted
Woo, woo,
voted
woo.
for y'all to be first and second?
It was great to be here and can't wait for season 2. TBD.